So hi, I'm Anna Bennett. I am one of the organizers of Running Remote. We have been running these events for the last 9 years. This is our 10th event and our second one in Austin. The atmosphere has been incredible. We are really happy to have new people, old faces, all coming together to enjoy the celebration of being remote workers, flexible workers, but also to serve a community that really feels belonging, and that is the most important thing for us, that we are all, more than anything else, friends. Next year is going to be really exciting. We're going to have a really more touch points throughout the cycle to get to know each other, to do meaningful connections, and not necessarily in person, but also online. So hey, it's a pleasure having you guys here. It has been amazing having strong advocates for the Caribbean, and we're looking forward to continue our conversations.
What's your key takeaway from Running Remote 2026?
So my key takeaway from the Austin Running Remote 2026 is that really at the heart of our readiness work as organizations through change, and also just in our flex hybrid work, is really about the humanity. And how are we really creating human connection of care to really create the dialogue and the conversations that are needed to really drive true change.
So, hi everyone, my name's Ilya. I'm the founder at VanHack. We're a tech recruiting platform that connects you to a world of 500,000 software engineers that we vetted and can match to your jobs. We work with fast-growing tech companies who are looking to add senior software engineers to their teams. And we've been doing this for about 10 years now, so it's been a fun journey.
Okay, so what's your biggest takeaway from Running Remote 2026?
So my biggest takeaway from Running Remote 2026 is that it's a really fun, good community here. Every conversation I've had has been pleasant, warm, relevant. I feel like we're kind of all part of the same tribe, even though we might be from different parts of the world, but we all have this connection of believing in the remote first or remote work in general. So that's been really nice. From kind of a practical point of view, I've met a few potential customers, I've met some good partners, and had a good time in Austin. So it's been great.
Hey, I'm Chris. I was coming from Germany. I'm a digital nomad, and I wanted to find out about how Americans think about digital remote work, basically, like full remote work. My biggest takeaway, like on this remote running festival, is that people are doing fully remote, but they also care about the culture, they care about the purpose, they care about being connected with the people, and this is very fascinating. It's amazing. Look forward to have this one in all corporations.
All right, so yeah, I'm Emmanuel Bacco. Everybody calls me Manny. I lead software development teams at Yardi Systems, a property management software company. And Running Remote has been wonderful. My biggest takeaway has been just learning how the various remote teams are trying to stay connected where applicable, and what software tools you're using to stay connected. And what I do, I'm focused on a lot of co-working spaces. And so as it relates to co-working, offering co-working solutions, right, for individuals or teams who want to be able to have that human connection and get together and use some type of software to find spaces that allow them to continue to be their best selves and have effective work.
Hello, my name is Nicole Richard. I am a consultant doing software project management, and my biggest takeaway from Running Remote, I think, is just how well-positioned remote teams are for embracing artificial intelligence, because so much has been documented already, so much communication, the frameworks that exist between teams, so much clarity has had to been created around that, and things that you can feed AI models with. And so it's really, really encouraging that it's just more of a seamless uptake for remote teams. And again, the messages keep getting echoed of how important it is to prioritize human connection and people coming together, and the AI being able to do all the tasks that were more like, I don't know, turn the crank kind of tasks, but really having human judgment and human connection and the creativity, the things that we uniquely bring to the ways we're working, to the quality of work output, to innovation, like all of that is just so critical, continues to be so critical in how we're working today and moving forward.
I'm Michael Walrath, and I'm with Roam. Roam is a virtual office software, so we help remote, distributed, hybrid teams stay together with one live interface. My key takeaway from Running Remote 2026 would be that remote work is the future. I don't think in-office work is going away, but I think the best companies globally will scale, and many of them will have remote-first operations. And we're just happy to be a part of it.
Hi, I'm Iman. I'm from Japan. I work for Fellowship, which is an HR outsourcing company. So I decided to join Running Remote to know more about how it's happening, actually, about like remote, especially in America. And I feel like it's more than what I expected in the beginning. A lot of people are working remotely. We have like AI to support these things. So I think it's a really good thing. Thank you.
Well, my name's Alistair Shepherd-Gross. I'm from Canada. So one of my key takeaways is it's a lot hotter here in Austin than it is in Canada, I can tell you that. But I run a tech recruiting company, and we've been in the remote placement business for close to 15 years. The big question on everyone's lips at this conference is AI. And I think my big takeaway is it's okay not to know what the hell is going on and how we're all going to use it and where it's going. And you shouldn't lie in bed beating yourself up because you don't know. Because you know what? No one knows. That's my big takeaway.
Yeah, it's been a great time here at Running Remote. This is CXC's first time at the conference. We've thoroughly enjoyed the intimate conversations with other suppliers as well as enterprises in the space. I think that the remote hiring, the remote space is certainly an intriguing one, and I think post-COVID and the current landscape of things, more and more organizations are looking at whether it's remote workers, nearshoring, offshoring, outsourcing. So it's been great working with a number of other providers, suppliers, as well as enterprises who are in the similar space, learning some of the best practices, some of their key initiatives and focuses within the upcoming growth of the remote workforce.
Hi, my name is Vivek Kaliraman. I am the founder CEO of Percy. We help your remote teams get ready for disaster. We have a platform where your employees download an app, and within the app, they get ready for different kinds of disaster based on their location.
So what is your biggest takeaway from Running Remote 2026?
I think it is incredibly impressive that so many folks here are willing to share their learnings on how to manage remote teams. We ourselves are a completely remote team, and we have folks in Vietnam, in Sri Lanka, in Houston, Los Angeles, Pakistan. How do we make sure all those folks are fully engaged with us, with their work, and take pride in their work? And I think there have been so many gems of wisdom, people dropping hints, people very clearly explaining step by step how they do it. So I think that's been the biggest learning of how other people are managing their remote teams and what we can learn from them.
So Opry, if you can think about it, is like giving every manager their own leadership coach and administrative assistant together. The goal of Opry is to help managers build healthy, high-performing teams, and we leverage a knowledge of the team, a knowledge of the manager, and all their work conditions together to build a performance outlook and help those managers grow and develop their employees.
What's your key takeaway from Running Remote 2026?
Yeah, I think the key trend we're seeing between this year and last year is the deep need for organizations to adopt AI and take full advantage of it. There's, in previous years been sort of a reluctance. Now we're seeing that companies are understanding that they have to develop AI to be competitive.
CXC is one of the world's oldest and largest basically global workforce solutions firms. What we do is help compliantly find and deploy across borders workforces for operations all over the world. And we've been doing it over 32 years.
What's your key takeaway from Running Remote 2026?
The key takeaway, I've been really impressed with the conversations that have been going on, but the one takeaway that has been something that is sort of reinforcing what I've always talked about for the last number of years, which is you need to be very purposeful in your design strategy around remote, around hybrid, and around on-site type of resource planning. It's no longer just part of, is this a fun thing to do to make sure we're doing right by our employees? It's now around structuring a true fit-for-purpose strategy for your business to truly win in the future marketplace. And listening to the conversations, it's been very, very uplifting to hear how many people are truly looking at how they future-proof their business through these strategies. So I was really impressed with, really some of the new out-of-the-box thinkings that are going on. Obviously, a lot of talk around AI that's being built, which is everyone, many people are scared, many people are super excited. I think you got to kind of lean into that and figure out how you make it work for you. But I think all in all, the biggest takeaway was we're all in this together. Everybody's kind of navigating this in similar type of ways, but the similar message, which is, make sure you're truly designing your workforce strategy with these options in place, not just trying to be helpful to the workforce community, but actually having it be a winning strategy for your business.
Hi, I'm Jody Perry. I'm an HR consultant here in Austin, Texas, and attending the Running Remote conference. I think one of the key takeaways is that there's a current narrative or a current atmosphere, especially on LinkedIn, saying that work is going to get less personal with AI. But what I'm learning here at the conference is that's a false narrative, because AI is giving us the capacity to really have those personal touches instead of being bogged down in the everyday things that would suck away our time and take it away from those real connections.
My name's Emily Kaya, and I work for XWP. My takeaway from this conference, from Running Remote this year, it's that in an age where we have a lot of tools, there's a lot of AI, we have a lot of workflows and processes that help us do our jobs better, the human element is still so important and valuable, and I believe so much in the work that we're doing as people that we need to keep honoring that. We can use all these tools to make our work better, give a better employee experience, but at the heart of it, it still comes down to the way that we treat each other as humans.
Hi, I'm Kevin Adams. I work at Blue Cross of North Carolina. I'm Principal Advisor of Performance and the Time Doctor Administrator. My key takeaway from the Running Remote conference is that there's always something new to learn in the AI space and the intersection of where AI and humanity come together. And I really enjoy meeting all of the new people. That's probably the biggest takeaway that I have, is just new connections, finding commonalities in what we do, and just start working together.
Hey there, I'm Johnny Merkin. I'm the founder and CEO of a startup called Givenwell, and we're on a mission to empower teams to care for themselves in their own way. So essentially, a lot of organizations decide they really want to look after their team, they want a happy, healthy team, so they want to support their well-being, and they start to think about, well, what's the best way to do that? And as you start to look through different vendors and options and where you can help, you start to realize, well, everyone in the team's actually different, and well-being means very different things to each of your team. And so instead of kind of offering one thing for everybody, what we do is we work with organizations, they create a budget, and then their team essentially get access to spend that budget on whatever well-being support they want, wherever they are in the world. Our biggest takeaway is that we're all the same. We're all humans. We all have the same challenges when it comes to well-being in teams. And a lot of the things that we've been really helping with in other parts of the world is actually translated here as well. And it's been really nice just having a positive reception and being welcomed by so many different people across all kinds of organizations, and just having this shared enthusiasm for doing things well and helping our teams. So yeah, it's been awesome.
My name is Liam Martin. I'm co-founder of Time Doctor, also co-organizer of the Running Remote conference, and I'm really excited to be able to be here. It's the end of day 2 of our 10th Running Remote event, which has been a massive milestone, not just for us personally, but for the remote work community. as well. And there's been so many fantastic talks that we've been talking about the future of hybrid, remote, AI agents, and really kind of recognizing that we're moving from a state of distributed people to distributed intelligence, which I've been incredibly excited to be able to host not only Sasha, but a whole bunch of other people that are really passionate about remote work. What else? Anything else?
And just Remote Islanders, just so you know, he's Trinidadian roots, so
yes,
he's part of our crew, all right?
Yeah. My mother's side of the family is from Trinidad, from Port of Spain, and my great uncle is still in one of the suburbs of Port of Spain, which has been great.
What is my biggest takeaway from Running Remote 2026? We, as a Caribbean people, need to be louder. We need to be known. We need to be part of this movement. And we're not. Why we're not? There are a lot of different reasons, and I am going to find out and bring that information to you. But what I noticed in this conference is that we're not known as a workforce. We're not known as people who can do the jobs. We're known as a place to vacation. And I'm going to change that narrative. So stay tuned for that, Remote Islanders.
Something fun?